comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
I know it was raining. It's freaking raining. And it's cold, which is good because I like being under covers. But yeah, I'm about to go film this video. So I'll see you guys inside. Okay, first of all, this sweater is from H&M. I think it was like $13. Camo jeans are from Express. I forgot how much they're. I think they're like 40 bucks. I have my Vans from Journeys.
All the Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved it.
Okay, so I decided to do a story time, but it's not like a story time. It's sort of like that, but it isn't. So this all goes back to high school and all the high school drama. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I got so many questions really about what happened and why I almost fought and why I got into an argument with someone that I was so close to. So you're gonna hear about it right now. And if y'all know this person, I don't know if I should say her name or not. Probably won't, but let's just get started with the story. So in high school, if you don't know, I moved here 2 years ago from California. I only been here once before I moved here. You would know that if you watched my last video. Go ahead and watch that video. I will put an end card right here. I started going to this brand new high school that I had no friends. Yeah, I was a loner. I didn't know anybody. And so my first year in high school, I didn't have any issues. Like, it was all good. Mostly kept to myself most of the times because I wasn't really comfortable talking to new people because I had met all these people in California. But then my senior year, by the way, if you don't know, I already graduated from high school. Well, I met a lot of new people. I felt really good in my senior year until a couple of months before graduation. I was getting really close with these certain people, and I will say her name is Sarah. So Sarah, she is an influencer on Instagram. She already had, like, she was doing her own thing, and then when I met her, I had no idea that she was an influencer for anything until people kept telling me, like, oh, you know, Sarah does makeup, and Sarah does this, and Sarah does that. Okay, like, I didn't know that, so I saw her for her, not her Instagram or her YouTube channel or anything like that when I met her. And then afterwards, people started to say all kinds of things about her, and were like, I don't like her. You know why? When I became friends with her, people had to tell me they didn't like her. When people were telling me they didn't like her, I started to try and find reasons why. Like, why don't you like her? I know her, but it's not like I don't like her. So people were telling me that she was going with she was trying to hit on their boyfriends, and she was getting guys' numbers, and even though she knew they had girlfriends, I was like, well, you know what, that's her business, not mine. If she's gonna tell me, then she'll tell me, but I'm not really interested in it. So then I was close with her. We would hang out every day for lunch. She became one of those people where I could really vent to and tell everything to. And I also had another friend, AJ. Obviously, you guys know. I wasn't gonna say her name, but y'all already know AJ. So we were all good. We were all close. We would go eat like all the time during lunch. We were good as friends. And then one day, it ended up that me and AJ were getting a little bit closer than me and Sarah. We all had our own issues, and I think that kind of got involved into our friendship and kind of messed things up a little bit. And then eventually we all just stopped hanging out. And the reason for this is that was weird. You heard that right? Sarah. Okay, so Sarah, what the fuck? Okay, so Sarah, she is an influencer, but I'm not going to tell you her name because I just don't want to put her out like that. One day, we all started hanging out separately with other people, and she started to notice, like, it wasn't that, it's just I became close with some other people, Beatrice, and those are my best friends now, but I became close with them. I would, you know, hang out with them, and you can't really get upset with me because I want to hang out with some other people, you know. And so she started feeling like I was pushing myself away from her and distancing myself, which kind of sort of makes sense for why this thing happened. One day, someone went up to her, and I'm not gonna say any names, but somebody that already had problems with her, because I'm not even gonna get into the reason why, but somebody went up to her and told her that the person that was close to her and would listen to her and like vent to her and everything, wanted to jump her. After she heard that, she came up to me and she was like, I heard you wanted to jump me, and like, why would you do that, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I started to talk and she walks away. So basically what happened was, she heard a rumor, someone told her something, you know, try to really figure out what was going on. And I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna try anymore. I'm not even gonna try and explain to you that what you heard isn't what I said. And I try not to make this an issue anymore, you know, people come and go. But then one day I wasn't friends with AJ anymore. After me and Sarah stopped being friends, me and AJ ended up being friends again. And that's because we decided to talk everything out that happened before. And so this was immature of me. I think it was like the next day, I had a class with her. That's how we met, in chemistry. I had a class with her and I walk in and she starts talking shit, like mad shit. And she's not really in my face talking shit to me. She's talking shit to the teacher about me. So I'm just like, first of all, I'm walking in a classroom and you're talking shit about me. You shouldn't do things like that and not expect me to say anything. Because the one thing about me is that I can keep my mouth shut. I really can. So then I'm like, why are you saying all these things about me when you can just tell me directly to my face, and don't go there and talk to a freaking an adult about this shit. Like, we can talk about it like adults. And she was like, no, I don't fucking get why you would do that and shit like that. Like, first of all, you don't know if I did it or not. You're not talking to me, so how would you know? You heard it from somebody else. Like, hello? So then she walks out, and then I was just pissed off at the fact that, like, I went off on her, and I started yelling at her, and I was like, you know what? And I felt so upset. Like, I would have gone at her. I would have gone at her if everyone wouldn't have pushed me out of the classroom. I was just so upset, but I was embarrassed that I acted like that. So ever since then, we haven't talked to each other. But ever since that day, I just didn't want to show up to class anymore. I stopped showing up to class because I was afraid of starting a problem that I was going to regret because I wanted to graduate. But the thing about that was, I stopped showing up to class, so that meant that I had to do attendance recovery, meaning I had to stay after school for like an hour or two to get my credit for attendance. I had to show up for attendance recovery because I literally just stopped showing up. This was like 2 weeks before graduation, and if I hadn't made that up, then I wouldn't graduate. So I went to attendance recovery, and I was in there, and I was like, I don't see no one in here that I know. So I was on my phone, quiet, whatever. And it so happens that Sarah walks in, and she sits at the table right next to me, and I'm like, it bothered me that much because every time I would walk by, she would talk shit. Every time I would walk by, she would call me a name, call me a bitch or whatever. And me, being the bigger person, I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want to start any problems. As much as I wanted to handle my own shit my own way, I didn't. I wanted to graduate because it was like my goal. That was my goal because my parents didn't graduate. So it was very important to me to graduate. See her there, and then there's so happens to be a fire drill, so we all have to get up, and she's like right behind me, and I swear to God, I was just like, get the fuck away from me, like, get away. And so then we're all standing outside waiting for the fire drill to go off, and then we go back inside and she sits next to the table again. And I'm like, you know what, I can't wait to get out of here. So I put my earphones on and I just try to focus on something else. And then it's time to go. I left, didn't worry about it no more. Then graduation comes. I made up my credit for attendance recovery. And I'm like, I'm so happy to be through with all these people. I'm so happy to be done with all this negativity. I'm about to graduate. And the day of graduation, I'm walking by her as I have already gotten my diploma, and I was in the choir, so I was singing like the school song and the national anthem. And so I was walking to the choir stand, and I didn't see Sarah sitting right there. And then I'm walking by and she's like, V, and I hear someone calling my name, but I don't turn around because I don't know who it is, or I don't know if I'm hearing it because there's a lot of people there, so I could be mistaking someone else not even saying V. And then I hear it again and I'm like, V, and then so I turn around and Sarah was like, congratulations. And I look at her and, you know, thank you if you're watching this, thank you, but why are you talking to me? Got to that point where I was like, why are you talking to me? And then I go up there and I see her staring at me up there, and at first I was pissed off, but at the same time I was like, you know what, thank you, really, because she knew how hard I worked to get to where I was that day, and I knew how hard she worked to get to that day because I was there, I witnessed it. And you know, at the end of the day, we're both two people who handled a situation immaturely, and I feel like if we would have talked about it, maybe things wouldn't have been the same. Things won't be the same ever, but I feel like we could have come to an understanding. And so, you know, I wish her nothing but the best. I wish her nothing but happiness and success. And I will never be that person that hates anyone. I hate to hate anybody. I never wanted to be in that situation, but I was. And I see her on my Explore page all the time. And like, I'm just like, there's really nothing I can do about it. There's, what's hating gonna do? Like, it's not worth it, you know? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to keep continuing Vlogmas since I'm surprised that I did a video today. But tomorrow I think it's going to be very exciting because you guys are going to meet one of my good friends. And hopefully we come up with something good for you guys. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below and tell me what you guys want to see me do in any other videos. And I will see you guys tomorrow.